wish I learned this a long time ago. I'm 54 right now. Ooh, I wish I had learned this when I was 20. So those of you who are getting this young, you'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you can just learn to pay attention to negative emotions as messengers. Then you can actually use the negative emotion in a constructive way. Negative emotions are messengers. They really are just messengers. Negative emotions are not there to torture you, they're not there to make you suffer. You don't have to actually feel negative emotions for any real length of time. And if you are feeling negative emotions for any length of time, it means you're indulging unnecessarily, torturing yourself. Positive emotions, go ahead and indulge. You're welcome to. But the negative emotions, they're here to get a message through to you, which is, what do you have to pay attention to? What relationship needs to have an adjustment? Maybe you have to defend a boundary. Maybe you have to learn a new skill, like being more tolerant and being more patient with people. Maybe you have to change your environment. Maybe you have to change your job. What is it that you have to change? What is it that you have to adjust? And this is how to use the emotion, the negative emotion. When a negative emotion appears, shows up, just sit down and feel it fully. Feel the negative emotion all the way. Right then, right there, for however long it takes to get the message. This is what it's about. You have to get the message for the negative emotion to actually finish its job and say, okay, did our job, time to go on. We got their attention. And now that he or she is paying attention, the negative emotion doesn't need to be there anymore. So, in order to find your way out of negative emotions, especially really strong ones, is to feel it really fully for a moment. Feel it really, really fully for maybe 10 minutes, maybe a half a day, maybe a whole day. If it's really a big deal, maybe a whole week. But get the message. Once you get the message and you get about fixing what the problem is, then you can actually be free of the emotion and leave the emotion, because then you actually have what the emotion was trying to give you, which was trying to get your attention to go to some sort of thing that needs to be adjusted in your life, something that needs to be adjusted in yourself, something. And so pay attention to what the emotion is there for, what it's trying to show you, what you need to change. Because if you don't, it's just gonna linger around, it's gonna haunt you, the lesson will keep coming up until you get this, because life is a ruthless teacher, and it's not gonna take no for an answer. The lesson will keep coming back. The knocking at your door to get your attention is gonna keep coming until you open that door and say, all right, I'm paying attention. What do I need to learn? What do I need to change? What do I need to adjust in my life? So when you get that, then the emotion becomes a useful tool instead of a torture device. Because sometimes we see negative emotions as a torture device or something that just makes us suffer. Now, if you're indulging in a negative emotion more than necessary, then you actually have a program running. You have a habit, you have an emotional habit. That isn't a good desktop pattern. And I talked in another video about breaking the mind games. And this is about breaking programs, busting programs. And you have to literally just say no to whatever this emotional habit is and reinstall a new emotional habit. Now, I'm going to talk in another video about emotional habits. Just look up Breese emotional habits and you'll find the video. And when you can change these emotional habits to ones that are positive, why not have a positive emotional habit, right? One where you naturally gravitate toward happiness, one where you naturally gravitate toward peace, instead of being in a pattern where you gravitate toward frustration or toward depression or toward sadness when you're not thinking about it. If that's happening, you kind of return to a state of depression even when there's no reason to be depressed or nothing's going on, if you return to that for no reason whatsoever, then you have a unhealthy desktop pattern, which is sort of like the program you return to when no other program's running. This is the one that's just running underneath everything all the time. So might as well make it a happy one, right? Might as well make it a joyful one or a peaceful one that's good. So change your emotional patterns. Pay attention when the negative emotions come up. Pay attention and say, all right, what do I need to get here? What do I need to change? What needs to be adjusted? What boundary do I have to enforce? What person do I have to ask to treat me better? Maybe a relationship needs to even end and it's time for that person not to be in my life anymore. That's hard sometimes, especially if you love them a lot and you're really attached and you've gotten really familiar. Even if it's a dysfunctional situation and it's not a healthy relationship, sometimes we're still unwilling to let them go because we got so used to it that we don't know what life would be without that person in our lives. But maybe sometimes it is time to look at it and say, is this relationship healthy for me anymore? Especially if that relationship constantly causes you unhappy feelings, unhappiness in some way or another. So ask yourself, why is this emotion here? Ask the emotion, what's your message? What am I needing to pay attention to now? What needs to change? Where do I need to grow? And then the emotion will tell you, if you sit quiet and you let it really do its work with your body and your mind and your heart and your emotions and show you what it is that isn't working for you right now, right in this situation. And so then you can return to happy emotions sooner than later. It's important that you don't deny these negative emotions, because sometimes people try to do this emotional bypassing. Well, I'm not supposed to feel depressed and unhappy, and there is a point where you have to just override it and say you're going to choose your feeling anyway. But sometimes you have to literally just say, okay, this one's a real one. This one is not just a desktop pattern. Something has just happened that really upset me, or has created a situation where I'm not happy. So I got to pay attention. So those emotions, pay close attention. Give them the full space to run their course and give you the message. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that. I'm not talking about emotional bypassing when I tell people to choose happiness instead of choosing a negative space. Once the message is there, sayonara to the negative emotion. And say, all right, I'm returning to happiness and I need to adjust this and adjust that in order to do that. It really is pretty simple. I wish I learned this a long time ago. I'm 54 right now. Oh, I wish I had learned this when I was 20. So those of you who are getting this young, you'll save yourself a lot of trouble if you can just learn to pay attention to negative emotions as messengers. Then you can actually use the negative emotion in a constructive way. So ask yourself these questions. What is this emotion? What is this negative emotion? Name it. And then ask, what does it feel like? This is the process of how to feel these emotions fully. What is the feeling of this emotion? What is the texture of this emotion? How does it feel in my body? How does it feel in my mind? How does it feel in my emotions? Just take a moment right now and just feel this emotion fully. All the way. Just pick a negative emotion that you might be feeling about some situation that just happened. And if you're not feeling one right now for anything that's just happened, think of one that in the past that maybe you haven't healed yet. And so feel this emotion fully. Experience this emotion fully. Feel it in the molecules in the air around you. Just close your eyes and feel it fully. Feel how heavy it feels in your body, this negative emotion. Feel how it might sound. If there was a sound to this emotion, what would this emotion taste like? Use all your senses to try to feel this emotion. What would this feel like on your skin? What would it feel like if it was literally a solid mass around you? Really, really, really feel this emotion right now. And as you experience this emotion, ask it, why are you here? Why are you here? Why am I feeling anger in this moment? Why am I feeling sadness? Why am I feeling despair? Why am I feeling anxiety? What is your message? What do I need to pay attention to? What do I need to change? What do I need to adjust? What tweak does my reality need in order for it to be a little bit better reality? So just close your eyes for a moment and ask this question of this emotion. And even if you can't do it with this video right in this moment because you need a little more time to do that, that's okay. Just walk through the process with me right now so that you at least get what the process is, so that you can do it on your own, because sometimes these things are going to take some time. It's going to take some meditation. And so once you've asked this emotion what the message is, if you haven't gotten the message right away about why it's there, what you need to do, how you need to grow, how you need to change something, whatever it is, if you haven't gotten the message yet, feel it even more. Just sit in this emotion fully. Just sit in the negative emotion as if it's a solid mass. Let it be really there. No running away, no denying, no spiritual bypassing, saying, oh, I can't be, I'm supposed to be all spiritual and stuff and be enlightened and I'm supposed to be all happy and stuff, right? There's a time to choose your emotion, especially when there's just a program running or a pattern. But when you actually have to get the message, this is how you do it. You feel it all the way. Say, all right, bring it on. Let's feel this depression all the way. Let's feel this loneliness all the way. Let's feel this anger all the way. And what do I need to learn from this, the presence of this emotion right now? What do I need to learn? What do I need to change? What isn't working? And if you sit with it long enough, this is going to come. If it doesn't come right away, if it doesn't come right in this moment, then just stay with it. Don't leave this emotion. Don't deny this emotion. Don't try to rationalize this emotion. Well, if there's no message, then maybe I don't need to change anything. If it's there and it's persistent, you need to feel it all the way and get to the bottom of why it's there. Sometimes you're going to have to take a break because sometimes there's something really big that happened in your life, like somebody really upset you, somebody broke your heart, something terrible has just happened, some kind of tragedy has happened in your environment or to someone you love or to you or whoever. If this is the case, sometimes you got to take a break from this emotion, go to work, do whatever, be with your family, play with your kids, take a break, but then revisit it and say, all right, why are you here? I still don't have the message. I'm waiting, and I'm open to receive. I am here to receive, and I am here to make use, constructive use of this emotion. I am here to use this in a constructive way. Instead of just letting a dark emotion be a negative experience, use it constructively. Alright, well that's how you use these emotions, these negative emotions. That's how you can use them in their best possible way so that you don't have to experience them so much anymore. You don't have to continually experience them. So, let's see if we can put this in a nutshell. Feel the negative emotion fully, get the message, take action. How's that sound? That's a pretty good nutshell for this whole teaching right here. Is to feel the emotion, get the message of why it's there, what needs to change, and then take action. And then the emotion doesn't have to be there anymore. And you can live a better life. You don't have to keep redoing these lessons over and over and over and over again. Learn quick so you can have a better life. Good luck. Whew.